You have something coming up on Friday that I can't wait for. You are taking your show and you're going to hold a Michigan rally on the steps of the state capitol. And you're demanding what?
Well, we're going to have a hashtag. We're going to have a call to action for people, and we're going to have thousands of signs that Michiganders can put in their yard. Let me kind of tell you where this comes from. I'm from Michigan. I was born in Detroit. I lived there for years. We only recently moved away from Michigan. We still have a home up there, a small home, cottage on a lake that we go to. I have a 97-year-old grandma in Michigan. I have several family members and good friends who are nurses who, of course, have been laid off or furloughed in Michigan. And if I have to see one more god-awful sign that says, "Thank you, Governor Whitmer, for keeping us safe," let me be really clear here. The only leg that Governor Whitmer has to stand on in Michigan is that she locked everything down, irreparably destroyed the Michigan economy to keep people safe. She actually enacted policy that has directly led to the death of the most vulnerable citizens in Michigan, the sick and the elderly, and she has refused to give an account, to give a tally, and to be transparent about what kind of results her policies have created.
What do you mean she's?
We have some information.
What do you mean she's refused to give a count?
Yeah, well, she gave out a count that said 34% of all deaths come from nursing homes. That's not even close. That comes from less than a tenth of the actual homes that are licensed in Michigan. And we have some numbers that we're waiting to verify, Glenn. I don't want to speak out of turn. We should have them by Friday or not, because the governor has said she doesn't have to respond to requests for information to which we're legally entitled because it's a pandemic. Oh, how convenient is that? Wow. But there are some numbers here that are startling. Here's the thing, too. It's going to be in Lansing. I should be clear here, probably, if I'm going to be plugging it, right? October 2nd on the state capitol steps at noon. If you want to protect old people, Glenn, and we all do, this is the thing, Republicans want to protect the most vulnerable among us. If you want to protect the sick, you would do the exact opposite of what Michigan has done. What do I mean by that? Let's say you lock everything down. Is it any safer for an 80-year-old 2 months from now when they come out? No. It's the exact same situation. You don't quarantine the healthy, you quarantine the sick. And instead, in Michigan, they quarantine the healthy by governor's order, by the way. And Republicans presented a bill to stop this, and she vetoed it. But let's go through the first step. The governor quarantined the healthy, the entire state, while sending not old people back into nursing homes, right, who were sick, who went to the hospital, got COVID, 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds who had COVID into nursing homes and adult foster homes and homes for the aged. Yeah, you saw that video of that, the gentleman beating up the 85-year-old who eventually ended up killing himself? That's because the guy had COVID. So they sent the paranoid schizophrenic, who, by the way, his own dad said had no business being in a nursing home. And Governor Whitmer said, well, you know what, we have fail-safes in place that'll stop these people from getting into nursing homes and cross-contaminating. You couldn't stop a crip in the making from beating up grandpa. Keep in mind, in these nursing homes, the clap has been on the rise by like 52% because old ladies get around slowly, literally, but figuratively very quickly. This is a problem. If they can't control that, how are you going to stop people who go in there with COVID? It's the only state that I know of that has done it, and they have not given an actual account of what the death total is. It's not even close to 34%. So
what they're saying is 1,947 nursing home residents and 20 staff members died of COVID-19. Those account for 1/3 of all virus deaths in Michigan. Is it worse than that?
Sorry, I sound evil because I'm thinking of Governor Whitmer. It's not even close, Glenn. It's not even close. That number comes from 442 nursing homes. There are over 4,000 currently active.
Oh, my gosh.
And I thought, Glenn, now, to be clear, that's not even the worst part. They're comparing it to Indiana, to Illinois, to other states that have comparable rates, right? You go, well, okay, it's somewhere around 30%. Those numbers, 30%, 32, 33, depending on the state, of all deaths in these other states come from nursing homes, assisted living facilities, homes for the aged, and adult foster homes. Governor Whitmer is including that 34% total of all Michigan deaths from 442 homes, and there are many, many thousands. You would have to assume there was not a single death in any of the others, and we're going to have some more official numbers on Friday. But it is, when I was looking into this, Glenn, I was saying, first off, it's my home state. It should be the best state in the union. It's beautiful. The natural resources voted most beautiful national park several years running, Sleeping Bear Dunes, and it has been brought to its knees by Whitmer. So when I started looking into these numbers, thank you. When I started looking into these numbers, I thought I must be wrong. Or this is really deeply evil. And then I had to say, why? Why would she do this? Like, what is the reason to send 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, non-nursing home patients into those homes with COVID? Well, here's the thing. Let's look back then. What did everyone say before this pandemic, Glenn? What did we have to do? We had to
flatten the curve.
Right. Instead, they flatlined Grandpa. They said we had to flatten the curve. You know what they did? They said, look. Our hospitals are not overburdened here in Michigan. Toss them in the old folks' home. So Governor Whitmer can go out and claim that she flattened the curve because 25%, keep in mind, Glenn, 25% of all deaths in any given month come from nursing homes and assisted living facilities. So at that point in time, they can say, which was the most important, right? This was the most important point in our multi-pronged approach to fight COVID, was flatten the curve. Well, they did flatten the curve in Michigan. You have record layoffs and furloughs for nurses. And instead, we have we sent these sick people to nursing homes like a buzzsaw. I don't know how you justify it outside of optics. And now she wants to launch an investigation into President Trump for not doing enough with COVID. Okay, Governor Whitmer, you first, and you didn't not do enough. You did too much. You enacted policies that directly led to the death of American citizens. And anyway, if we're going to find common ground, let's find common ground in the truth. You should have the far right, far left, and every centrist in between right now say, hey, you know what? We may not agree on the policy going forward. Even if I agree with a full lockdown or I think we should reopen our economy, we certainly are entitled to knowing how many people actually died as a result of these policies. If you are not interested in that, you are not interested in the truth. And we are going to have signs that you can put up right next to those. Thank you, Whitmer, for keeping us safe. And I'm very happy with them. I want to hold this little authoritarian that could accountable.
What do the signs?
Backyard.
What do the signs say?
Can you know what it has to do with?
That's all right.
It has to do with Whitmer.
Okay,
it has to do.
All right.
I'll give you a hint. It's in Michigan, and it has to do with Whitmer.
Okay. This rally is going to be noon on Friday, October 2nd, at the Michigan State Capitol in Lansing. I want to put one of the signs in my yard, and I live in Texas. Go if you are anywhere near Lansing. Go and see and be with Steven Crowder to hold this, as he said, authoritarian wannabe, hold her feet to the fire.